227 Concreatures. Where we at with it? Let's get it. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mob. If you are rocking with this content, go ahead and smash that like button for your boy. Hitting the like button is greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe if you haven't. But today, I'm going to hit y'all with my thoughts on this new one from Boldy James and Harry Fraud entitled The Bricktionary. Boldy James, Mr. Brick Van Exo, he has been one of the most consistent and prolific artists in traditional rap since about 2020. Of course, he did his thing before, but 2020 is when he really hit that second run. And ever since then, he has released a plethora of projects annually. There were basically no less than 4 mics. So The Bricktionary is Boldy's third drop of 2024. He started out the year with Penalty of Leadership with Nicholas Craven, then Across the Tracks with Conductor Williams, but now he has linked with La Musica de Harry Fraud, the fruitful Brooklyn producer, for this new one entitled The Bricktionary. Nice fitting title, by the way. Very fitting for an MC who is a wizard with words as well as bricks. Getting right into The Bricktionary, it contains 12 tracks lasting approximately 34 minutes. The only features are Benny, T Grizzly, and Babyface Ray. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with that track by track breakdown. The opener, Pressing My Bunk, has an otherworldly beat with these soaring opera-like vocal harmony. Boldy says, "Cash and carry, I can never do municipal, fresh out that boot camp click, I'm the new mystical." So mid-90s heads will definitely remember that one. But as a whole, solid opener where he talks about pressing his bunk and daydreaming of the big stage. Track 2, Rabies, features Benny the Butcher, and it has a wailing electric guitar that feels suited for really any Griselda feature. You could say the beat sounds like it was tailor-made for Freddie Gibbs as well. Something about this instrumental also feels like it could have been produced by any of the following: The Alchemist, Nicholas Craven, Derringer, or DJ Muggs. But on this one, they are talking about still trapping and still having that motion. Boldy has some religious wordplay. Holy Christ and Jesus, Latter-day Saints. I caught a half a bricky climbing up the ladder of success. I brought the ladder with me. Get it? And Benny has more of an animated delivery than we have heard from him in a while. He just appears really hyped for this track. Some standout lines from the Butcher were, "Good dope that's best served raw like a Japanese cuisine, from my city to Detroit where we like Magic and Kareem." So Rabies was one of the high points indeed. Next is Pillar to Post, a track with an ethereal but somber beat. Boldy even confesses that this lifestyle is starting to wear him down. All this karma came back tenfold. This stuff is a vicious cycle. Selling dope from Pillar to Post, was out here living trifle. As a whole, decent track, but not as memorable as some of the others for me. Track 4, Speedy Gonzalez, has a really attractive vocal sample that slaps. This one is about how he's known for getting that work off faster than Speedy Gonzalez. There's even that Pume sound effect. Track 5, Cecil Fielder, features T Grizzly, and it has a frosty trap beat. I love the string section and the flutes. And I do feel this T Grizzly feature is going to appeal to those who prefer contemporary Detroit street music. A line from Boldy that was super low-key but also comical was, 2 bricks in my shirt, just trying to play it off. Like, imagine someone really pulling that off in real life. So I thought it was dope to see T Grizzly and Boldy connect on a track. Even though they both make street music from the same city, they do have different fan bases. Next is the highlight, Rollin' Bishop, which has my favorite beat on the whole thing. I really like the intoxicating soul chops and the trap-like drums. Yeah, this feels like Harry Fraud was channeling Wu-Tang, but with the trap flair. Some clever wordplay from Boldy was, "I'm a workhorse, no horseplay. playing with the work is my forte. White horse walking on water. They say Jesus rose on the fourth day. After this is Shrink Rap with Babyface Ray, who, like T Grizzly, is going to appeal to a younger Detroit audience. Now here we have this plotting synth production that feels like something out of an 80s show with a twist of trap. This style of production we have heard Harry Fraud give other artists before, I feel. Now Babyface Ray had a solid verse, and he does bring that additional layer of dope boy energy to the record. But what struck me here was Boldy's off-kilter delivery. It didn't sound like he was necessarily on beat, but he found such a strange pocket and it slapped. Following this is Shadow Boxing, which has a dramatic vocal harmony and a psychedelic rock sample. Now, Boldy talks about sparring with demons when he shadow boxes, but some ill lines were quick to get a dude spilled, playing Simon Says. Pepper, the driver's side, left his windshield spider-webbed. We'll also see more fly word plays with the lines, was trying to tread on thin ice. Now we in hot water. I up the pole and air to stick out like a fly swatter. Freezing cold, hell, sleet, snow, come hell or high water. Immediately after is Harvey Grant, a more mellow song with jazzy undertones. Now the sax line is fire, and Boldy is flowing in a more hushed delivery. Some lines that did jump out were, I spin it fast and get it back quick as I park the Benz. Forgive me for my sins and all the evil in the hearts of man. And that part did give me some Tupac vibes. And speaking of Tupac, the next track, Thuggin', really finds Boldy channeling his inner Pac. Not only because of the title, but also the style of hook that he was using, where you really feel that thug passion and the pain in his vocals as he talks about the repercussions of thugging, and it ends up being one of the more personal tracks. The second to last track is Overboard, and it has this sinister but hypnotic beat. Boldy asks, ever seen 3,000 Roxy Cottons in a steering column? I'm Chris Angel with them blocks of Sri Lanka. I David Copperfield my ops and disappear my problems. But yeah, I really dug the chilly Crown Boss feel to the production. This project closes out on a strong note with Fish Grease. The blissful sample, soul sample goes hard, and Boldy does get a bit autobiographical here. One of the things that struck me was his use of numbers throughout. Now, we know that Boldy tends to incorporate numbers in his bars quite a bit, but it was really impressive on this one. He mentions being only 10 when he first jumped into Fish Grease, which we could interpret as meaning when he first jumped off the porch. But yeah, Fish Grease was definitely a high point. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. On the lyrical front, Boldy continues to do what he does best, giving you those detailed coke raps and those vivid reflections on his days in the trap. But I've also said before on Boldy Reviews that I wish he could focus a little bit more conceptually for a theme or two on his albums, and that's really the only slight drawback on his projects, in my opinion, as much as I like them. Now, the production here may be polarizing for some listeners because there is an experimentation with trap more so than what people could expect on standard Boldy James albums. Sure, there have been some releases where Boldy is rapping on trap, especially his older work. But for the folks who are used to hearing him over more of the drumless, soulful sounds that you would get from an Alchemist or Nicholas Craven, then some of the beats might not be for them. Now, personally, I do like trap when it's done well, so I had no problems with the hi-hats or the 808s here. And since Boldy does a lot of music each year, this project did add some variety to the Nicholas Craven or Conductor Williams styled release. My favorite tracks include Raby, Speedy Gonzalez, Cecil Fielder, Roland Bishop, Harvey Grant, Thuggin', Overboard, and Fish Grease. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but as always, it's peace and blessings. Boldy James, Harry Fraud, the Bricktionary, 1.